My dear little one, come closer. Sit by Grandpa's side. Tonight, the winds carry strange whispers, and the moon hides behind thick, restless clouds. It's a night stitched with mysteries, the kind of night when old, forgotten legends stir awake. You can feel it, can't you? That tickle at the back of your neck. The sense that something unseen is watching, waiting? Good. Hold on to that feeling, because it might just save your life someday. Tonight, Grandpa has a story for you, one soaked in sorrow, riddled with shadows, and whispered through the corridors of time. It's about the midnight train to nowhere, a phantom railway that only reveals itself under the blanket of midnight. They say you may hear its whistle cutting through the darkness when no train should be running. And if you ever see it, my precious one, remember my words, never, ever, board it, asterisk, asterisk. Once, a young man named Jacob thought he knew better. Full of ambition and anger, feeling like the world had abandoned him, he stumbled into a night darker than most. Jacob had lost his job, his home, and he believed he had nothing left. With pockets empty and hope even emptier, he wandered the outskirts of the city, following the old, disused tracks near the forgotten side of town. The town elders often muttered warnings about those rails, but Jacob, stubborn as a mule, ignored them. He thought ghost stories were for fools and cowards. But you, my dear child, must never be so blind to warnings carved by time and pain. It was exactly midnight when Jacob first heard it. A long, sorrowful whistle in the distance, like a dying creature gasping out its final breath. At first, he thought it was a trick of the wind, but soon, the ground trembled beneath his feet, and he saw the glow of a train's headlights slicing through the mist. The train that rumbled up to him was ancient, black as coal, with brass fittings that gleamed like blood under the moonlight. The windows were fogged, yet shadows pressed against them, as if passengers were watching him, waiting. A door swung open with a screech that curdled the blood, and the conductor stepped out. His uniform was tattered, and his face was hidden beneath a wide-brimmed cap. In a voice that seemed both welcoming and deadly, he called out to Jacob, "Next stop, wherever you want to go." You see, Jacob thought he had nothing left, and the idea of leaving everything behind, of escaping, sounded so sweet, so easy, like a lullaby luring a child to sleep. He stepped aboard without a second thought. If only he had listened to the old tales. If only he had heeded the warnings. Inside, the train was not what he expected. The seats were lined with velvet that felt oddly wet to the touch. The air smelled of rotting flowers and burned metal. The other passengers kept their heads bowed, hiding their faces. But when Jacob looked closer, he realized something terrible. Their skin was paper thin, their eyes hollow, their mouths frozen open in silent screams. The train lurched forward, faster and faster, yet the world outside remained unchanged. Only endless dark fields stretched out on either side. No towns, no stations, no end. Jacob tried to ask the conductor when he would reach his destination, but the conductor only smiled, a smile that tore too wide, revealing rows of crooked, blackened teeth, and said, "You already have." My sweet one, do you understand what happened? The midnight train to nowhere is no escape. It is a trap, a snare laid for those who have lost hope, who believe running away is easier than facing their pain. Jacob became one of them, a shadow behind the fogged glass, another silent watcher waiting for the next lonely soul to stumble across the tracks. There are those who say you can still hear him if you walk near the abandoned lines after midnight. A low, sorrowful whisper carried by the wind, crying out for help that will never come. This is why Grandpa always says, no matter how heavy life feels, no matter how thick the darkness gets, never give up. Never seek the easy way out. Pain and sadness are burdens we must bear and battle, not escape from. You have a light inside you, my precious one, a light brighter than all the darkness in the world. Promise me you'll guard it fiercely. And if you ever find yourself wandering in the dead of night, and you hear that lonely whistle, you must turn away. Do not look for the light. Do not follow the tracks. And above all, do not answer the conductor's call. For once you step onto the midnight train to nowhere, there's no getting off, no coming back. I tell you this not to frighten you, but to prepare you. The world can be a cruel place sometimes, and it often preys on the tired, the grieving, and the lonely. But you are never truly alone. You have me, your grandpa, always watching over you in spirit, whispering little warnings into your heart when you need them most. Oh, my little one, if this story touched something deep inside you, if it made you feel seen or reminded you of your own strength, would you do something for your old grandpa? Give this video a little like. It tells the world that our small, brave family of listeners is growing. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It's not just a number to me. Every single one of you who joins is like another grandchild added to my heart. I read your names, your comments, and I feel a little less lonely too. You see, these stories I tell, they're like lanterns in the night. They light the way, but only if someone is there to hold them. And together, we can make the dark just a little less frightening. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Some say the midnight train doesn't just seek the brokenhearted. Sometimes it appears to the greedy, the cruel, even the curious. It promises them riches, revenge, or forbidden knowledge. But the train never keeps its promises. Once aboard, your fate is sealed, and no bargain you try to make will change that. There's a tale of a woman named Cassandra who boarded it seeking to find her lost lover. She thought love would protect her. She thought the train would take her to him. Instead, she was twisted into a creature of longing, forever searching through car after car, finding only echoes of her beloved's voice and 1,000 reflections of her own despair. Another time, a ruthless businessman boarded, believing he could cheat death itself. He carried a briefcase full of stolen fortunes and sneered at the conductor. They say his laughter turned into screams before the train disappeared into the mist. And sometimes, on the rarest nights, the clinking of that briefcase can be heard rattling down empty tracks. The midnight train to nowhere doesn't care about who you are, how rich or clever you may be. It only cares that you are willing to give up what is most precious, your soul. If, by some terrible chance, you find yourself seeing the train, and you can feel its pull like the tide pulling at your feet, there's one last chance to save yourself. You must find a token of hope, a photograph, a memory, a trinket given by someone who loved you truly. Hold it tight. Focus on the love, the warmth, the hope it gave you. It can shield you from the conductor's call. And maybe, just maybe, the train will pass you by. It is not a guarantee, but hope is never a guarantee, is it? It is a leap of faith, a hand reaching into the darkness, believing it will find another hand waiting. That's why I always say, carry a little love with you wherever you go. You never know when you might need it to light your way home. Now, if you find yourself lying in bed tonight, listening to the sound of the night beyond your window, and you think you hear a distant whistle, pull the covers close around you. Whisper a memory of someone who loves you. Stay rooted in the real world, and know that the midnight train cannot take what belongs to the light. I hope, my sweet grandchild, that you never hear that whistle for real. But if you do, you'll know what to do. You'll remember this old man's words, tucked safely in your heart. Before you go, will you help me again? Give this video a like if you felt something stir in your soul. It helps our little family grow stronger. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. I would be so honored to count you among my treasured grandchildren here. You are never just a number to me. You are a light in the darkness, and together, we make the night a little warmer, a little safer. Thank you for listening so patiently, my dear one. Grandpa loves you. Stay brave, stay bright, and whatever you do, stay off the midnight train to nowhere. Until next time, sleep well, and remember, the real monsters are the ones we invite in when we forget how much we are loved.